Hi, I'm Caroline, and today I am sharing my daily mindset journal that I use every single day. This journal, see, I'm going to get kind of emotional. It has impacted my life because I do go to therapy. I have a therapist that I'm working with right now, but I only see her twice a week or once a week. It's not enough. It's not enough positivity coming into my life. I needed something to come into my life every single day to remind me of what my goals are, why I'm working on them, why I want to do this, how I want to feel when I do those things, to remind me that I have some really, really good things already going for me, that I have an abundant life already, and that I can embrace the truths of my life. I can embrace the facts that things are good now. And this journal has helped me to stay grounded. It has helped me to stay focused. It has helped me to reduce my anxiety. And I really, really hope that it will do the same for you. You are welcome to download it. The link is in the description below so that you can follow along with me. I'm going to be going through each part of this and talking about the things that I have packed in here to help me to do what I'm working on this year, which is making a major change in my life, a major mindset shift so that I can start seeing success in areas of my life that have kind of eluded me up until this point. Go ahead and pause that video right now. Go grab the journal, come back here, and we'll go through the parts. Okay, let's dig in. So the first part of the journal is today I'm grateful for these abundant blessings in my life. I usually do little bullet points on my journal so that I can fit in as much as I can on these lines because I really want to start focusing on being grateful and having an abundant mindset. Part of what I'm trying to overcome is a victim mentality, feeling like I don't have control of things, that things happen to me, and that I'm at the mercy of life. And feeling abundant, having gratitude for all of the wonderful things in my life is helping me to change that mindset so that instead of scarcity and lack, I'm looking more at, look, this is all the stuff that I have going on in my life. So I wrote out several things there. And the next part is, and I also acknowledge and appreciate these wonderful things about me. The second thing that I wanted to do in this journal was to remember that I already have amazing things going on in my life, like with who I am. The past couple of months, I have really been working on self-acceptance and loving myself, changing my mindset for feeling like I'm not worthy, that I'm not good enough. And that's why this is here. So that every single day, I'm putting down, again with the bullet points, I'm putting down different things that help me to remember I already have a lot going for me. I have great traits. I'm a good person. I have a lot going on. So that's why I built this into this journal. Before I start making any changes for my mindset, I wanted to start with what was already good about me. Okay, the next one is these things show me that I have a good life, that I'm enough just the way that I am, and that I am worthy. I made space for talking about worthiness because this has also been a huge issue for me, feeling, again, like I'm not enough and that I am not worthy of the kinds of things that it seems like come so easily to other people. There are different things as I go through my healing process, as I go through my transformation journey that I'm focused on. Right now, because I'm working on self-acceptance and self-love, I am focusing on taking care of myself. So the things that I wrote here are I'm worthy of care, I'm worthy of attention, and I'm also worthy of love. Other times I've written in other things like I'm worthy of a healthy body, I'm worthy of financial stability. So these blanks can be filled in with, of course, anything that you personally are needing to remind yourself that these are things that you deserve just as much as any other human being on earth. And every other good thing that life has to offer. I'm upgrading my mindset today because I want to reach my full potential and be the best me that I can be. But as I'm doing this work, I promise to do it with unconditional love and patience and to give myself grace if things don't go exactly as planned. I don't have to be perfect, just progressing. This work is exciting and it's already paying off because life is getting better in these ways. So, if you're starting this journal for the first time, you may not feel like you have things that you want to write, that life is already getting better. But truth be told, if you've taken the time to print this journal, if you have taken the time to get it ready and start working on it to find this video in the first place, those are things that you can write, that life is getting better. You are showing action in your life to make improvements. For me, I just usually write down, I've been doing a lot of mindset work. So I have quite a few things that I wrote down, and I'm sharing with you right now on the screen. Now we're moving into the next part, which is upgrading my mindset. So again, I want you to notice that the first part of my journal really focuses on me remembering how good things already are. Because sometimes when you're in the middle of depression, when you're not feeling great about life, when things are going really wrong or things are really hard, it's hard to remember that, there are things that are really good. So that's why this journal starts out with being grateful, with really acknowledging all of the things that are wonderful before I move into what am I working to change? What am I working to level up and improve in my life? Okay, so this next part is upgrading my mindset. It says, yesterday I worked on adopting the new thought of. Now, this is actually a video that comes after my other video, which talks about identifying core beliefs and starting to challenge those core beliefs and writing out kind of a plan for how to change those core beliefs. If you're not familiar with what core beliefs are, they are like the basic fundamentals of how we define ourselves, right? So, for example, some of my core beliefs are really, really negative. I think I've already mentioned some where I thought I'm not worthy. That's a really negative core belief, and it affects everything that happens in my life. I'm acting out this belief that I am not worthy, right? Another core belief that I have had that I've been really up against is that I'm a loser, that I'm a failure, because there are certain huge things in life that have not really worked out for me, things that people my age seem to have under control without a problem. Things like having a healthy relationship, owning a home, having financial success, having financial stability. So if I have these negative core beliefs, I'm not worthy, I'm a loser, and the list goes on and on and on for me, honestly, because I actually had a pretty traumatic childhood. So lots of things that contributed to the fact that I had all of these negative beliefs. So my stack of negative beliefs is really, really big. And that's what I have been working on. If you haven't seen that video and you haven't explored what negative core beliefs you may have that are hanging around that are causing maybe some major problems in your life, you may want to go back to that video and look at it. And there's a whole bunch of worksheets that are involved in that too, to tease out like what the core beliefs are that may be causing problems. And then there's an exercise that talks about how to start challenging those beliefs by like putting it on trial. And then there's another exercise that takes the belief from one step, way down here at the bottom, I am a loser, and then moves it gradually up the ladder to becoming I'm a success. So go back and check that video out if you haven't checked it out yet. Okay, back to the journal. Yesterday I worked on adopting the new thought of. So this is referring to the work that I did in the other video where I made that ladder of thoughts, okay? And if you haven't even looked at that, or you are not so inclined to look at the core beliefs worksheet, that's totally okay. You can use any thought that you are wanting to change. You can use a thought like I hate my boss, or I hate exercising, right? These are thoughts that probably causing some problems in your life. They are not core beliefs necessarily. They are not at the root or the definition of who you are as a person, but they are negative beliefs that could be causing problems. So you can take that. Let's take the I hate exercising one as an example. You would start with I hate exercising is the lowest one. This is not where we want to be. But, we have to take time to change our mindset. We can't just jump from I hate exercising to tell ourselves I love exercising, because our minds are not going to buy that. They're going to be like, no, you don't love exercising. We're not doing it. And you may get like 3 weeks of success in exercising, but your brain is always going to bring you back to that belief that you hate exercising unless you change it. And you have to do that little steps at a time so that your brain can get accustomed and used to and is open to welcoming in a new belief. Okay. So I would take, I hate exercising, to the next level might be something like, is it possible that exercising could be enjoyable? And that's the belief that I would be working on then. Is it even possible that exercising can be enjoyable? And then the next level could be, sometimes I actually have fun when I exercise. And that's the belief I'm working on, right? And so each step along the way, I'm leveling it up to becoming, I exercise because I enjoy it. The next part is, I created evidence of this new thought by doing these things. So in order to make changes in our beliefs, we have to create evidence for our new belief. And creating evidence requires action. So we need to do things. We can't just sit here and think, okay, I'm changing my belief. We need to actually have things happen in our lives that prove evidence of this new belief. So if we take the example of exercising, for example, I hate exercising and I'm leveling it up to, is it possible that there are some exercises that are enjoyable? What can I do to prove, to show my brain evidence that there may be some exercises out there that are enjoyable? So, for example, for me, I like dancing, right? I don't like walking on a treadmill. I don't necessarily like going to the gym. Those kinds of exercises, they're okay for maybe a day or two, but it's very tedious to me. It's boring and I hate it. And so I don't do it after a little while. But honestly, on the other hand, I really do like dancing. And so when I am trying to convince my brain, is it possible that there are exercises that are enjoyable? I can have some evidence by that, because I can think, you know what? I actually do enjoy dancing. I enjoy going to the pool. I enjoy getting on my little rowing machine and watching TV at the same time. And when I do those activities, when I experience those activities, it gives me evidence. See, this was enjoyable. See, this was not so bad. There are some exercises that I can do that are good for my body that I can enjoy. Those are the things that in this category or this line here that you would be putting down, that you created evidence of this new thought yesterday. Well, of course, if you are just starting this for the first time, you don't have evidence for this yesterday. It's fine to skip it. But, as you go day to day, you will have things that you did the day before that you can write in on this line. Okay, doing these things made me feel. Now, this is absolutely, completely necessary. This is so important because we are feeling beings. We are driven by our feelings. We do things because we want to feel a certain way. That's why we do them. Okay. So that's why I put this in the journal, is because I want to remember, what feeling am I getting out of this when I do this work? You can see on my line, I feel happy. I worked off a lot of stress. I felt lighter and more energetic. These are the things that I got out of doing the action, which was dancing and also tapping. I could talk about tapping in another video. It's EFT tapping. It's amazing. It's been wonderful for emotional release. That's another video. But also praying. These kinds of things have helped me to confirm my belief that exercising can be fun. So the next part is, today, when I say this new thought, how true does it feel to me? When you're doing the journal, you just sit for a minute and actually just think, like, does that resonate with me? Does that feel right to me? Or are you like, maybe not so much, And sometimes I'm like, yeah, that feels really solid. And I feel like I really accomplished that with my actions in the last day or so. And I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move on to the next level in my belief. But however, if it doesn't feel true to me, I'm going to want to stick to the belief that exercising can be fun. Work on that a little bit longer. I have found that some of these core beliefs that are run really, really deep inside of me, I have had to work on for every single day for weeks. The one about worthiness, that one I've worked on for about a month, because it is so ingrained in me that it is taking me a lot of actions, a lot of work and therapy to get that out of my way of thinking. And it's okay, because every single day gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. It doesn't have to happen all at once. It's okay to need more time. So if that belief doesn't feel right, don't jump ahead, because your brain's not going to buy the next level. It needs to know that that is the belief, that that belief is real. The next part is the thought that I'm working on today is, and this is me leveling up to the next level. I really enjoy exercising when it's fun. Okay, so you can see I felt okay with exercising can be fun. That belief felt okay to me. So I jumped up to the next level. I really enjoy exercising when it's fun. Little caveat there. I will provide evidence of the truth of this new thought by doing the following. And these are 3 things that I am going to do today to provide evidence for my new thought that I really enjoy exercising when it's fun. This has been actually 6 months that I've worked through this journal. And every time that I think I have it, I realize, no, there's something else that's missing. And I finally got it to this point. And one of the things that was missing was I found that I would have fears or some objections or some concerns about my new thought. And I found that I needed to address those so that I could move on. So just like squarely looking those fears and thoughts in the face and seeing what is it that is bugging me about that, and what can I do to address that. And that's what this section is about. When considering today's thought and action, what objections, concern, or fears are coming in? What thought can I adopt to prevent it from impacting my success today? And I wrote, I can stop when I'm feeling grumpy about it and remember how good it feels. Okay. So I can stop myself and I'm like, oh, I don't want to exercise. I hate exercising. Exercising sucks. This is what goes through my brain because that's what I programmed it to think. And I have a lot of I have a lot of experience with that because it's a lot of exercise that I really can't stand. But if I stop for a minute and I think I've been working on, there are things that can be fun about exercise, then that helps me to remember where I am with this process and to quiet those fears, to quiet those objections, and to move on. Okay. What challenges might get in the way of me accomplishing my action today? I wrote down being too busy or feeling lazy. Those are 2 things that are kind of given like almost every day, especially when it comes to wanting to exercise. What can I do to overcome these challenges? I can dance right after journaling this morning, get it done and out of the way. I wrote down something that was actionable, something that I could do right away, something that I could scoot into my action before I got lazy, before I came up with reasons for not doing it. Let's move on to the next part. Even though I'm excited to make this change, I want to keep my thoughts on who I am and what I can do today. I will not get stuck in the past or lost in the future, because real change can only happen if I stay present in the here and now. I found that this became a major problem for me, that I kept looking back. I kept getting stuck. And so I really needed to put in being present into my journal to remind myself, I can do something about today. I can decide what to think today. I don't need to be worried about yesterday or the day before or back when I was a kid. I don't need to be worried about things that I don't even know are going to happen yet. I need to stay right here, right now, in today, so that I can accomplish what I want to accomplish today. And little by little, that's going to get me to where I need to go in the future. The thought is repeated because I have found that sometimes as I'm going through the process, I forget what my new thought is that I'm working on. And other times I just want that repetition. I want to hear that new thought. I want to say it again. I want to see it again. And I want to write it again so that I can keep it in my mind. So again, I'm repeating. My new thought for today is I really enjoy exercising when it is fun. And the actions I will do to support this new thought are, and then I repeat the actions that I'm going to do: dance in the kitchen for 30 minutes, tapping and praying. Doing these things will help me to feel, and again, focusing on feeling because that's what I'm after is the feeling. And I want to remember how these things help me to feel so that I will want to do them. They make me feel happy and so good in my body, grateful to be taking care of myself. The reason I want to feel this way is this is the why. Why am I doing this in the first place? And I want to make exercising a part of my normal life so that I can age better because so far it's not going so good. And I need to make some improvements. And part of those improvements is exercising so my body feels better. Next part is giving myself a pep talk. It is my all-time favorite part because, like, who doesn't need a pep talk? And why not give it to yourself, right? Remember when and then I'm going to write down something great that I accomplished. Now, sometimes I reach all the way into my past. Like, if I'm kind of having a bad day or it's, things aren't going well, sometimes I have to reach way back into my past and grab something from my past that I was really successful at so that I could remember this huge success, something like graduating from college or surviving my first year teaching because that was really, really, really hard, but I did it and I made it through. So when I'm doing this exercise, I can use something that's current, like I did with the example here, or I can go way into the past and grab something kind of huge that really solidifies the fact that I have had success in the past and I can have success again today. Okay. So I wrote, remember when I danced in the kitchen yesterday? I did it even when, and this is where I write something that was challenging about the thing that I accomplished, even when I didn't think that I wanted to do it and I felt like I should spend my time doing work instead. I'm really caught up with kind of a financial crisis right now. So my mind has been like, work, and not making time for self-care, not making time to relax, not making time for things that are important like exercising. So that's why I put this here. Doing it made me feel. We're back to the feeling. I want to remember how it feels to do things that are good for me. That just proves. I love this line because it just, like, I have real evidence of why exercising can be fun. Or if I reached into the past for my example, why I was such a success at what I did. And so I'm going to write down all the reasons. It's like, because I get benefits every time I exercise and it's totally worth it and I can do it. Or I can write down when I was teaching, it was super hard. I didn't have a mentor and I didn't have supplies. I didn't even have a curriculum or a book to teach these kids with. And I did it anyway. And so remembering those hard things about that, remembering that I overcame those things at that point in my life helps me to remember I have the strength, I have the capability, I know who I am, and I have done these things before, and I can do it again today. So this last part, I came up with this acronym for Thrive. I wanted to do this because I'm kind of silly that way. Anyway, so Thrive is my thoughts have real impact on my vibrations every day. That didn't go with my fingers, but you know what I'm saying. Thoughts have real impact on my vibrations every day. Okay. So again, I messed up the fingers. You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter about the fingers. It's the word thrive. So thrive is something that I'm working on living a life that is thriving. I am thriving. I am enjoying my life. I am doing well. Things are going in the direction I want them to go. So when I remember, the word vibration's a little woo-woo, right? Vibrations meaning like your feelings, your emotions, the energy that you are carrying with you. Is it a sad, dark energy? Is it a happy, light energy? Is it an energy that promotes success? Or is it an energy that promotes depression and stagnation? I want to remember that every day I can thrive by doing one simple thing, and that is controlling my thoughts. By keeping my thoughts in check and keeping them pointed in the way that I want to go. The last part of this journal is just some free writing space. I didn't include this in my past versions of my journal, but I have found that sometimes I really do want just to write about how the day went yesterday, or something that I'm pondering, something that I'm thinking of, or maybe something's kind of bothering me and I need to write it out. And writing that out gives me the space to kind of process it better and work through whatever it is that I'm thinking about. So I gave some empty space there. Okay, that is the journal. If you're still with me on this video and you have gotten value out of what I have shared today, please like this video and subscribe. That helps me to be able to make more videos and more content like this. Also, don't forget to check out that other video that talks about core beliefs, identifying them and challenging them. Take care and stay positive. See you soon.